So what do you do when you're a comic fan and you are extremely bored? Well, you usually go to things that make you happy. And one thing, everyone's been telling me to catch up on X-Men 97. And I went to it, and this is the second time I tried to watch it, and I just couldn't stop grabbing my phone. Does that mean it was bad? I don't think so. I think, honestly, just my depression's coming back. This is going to be a horrible video to edit because I don't like editing already. I didn't want to go back to editing, but it just seemed like the better way to do it because I'm going to keep fighting this fight and try to get my word out there about all the stuff I love, but not good. I kind of was like, maybe if I just get on camera and start talking, I'll start feeling a little bit better. Now that I still am like a word. And then I saw Coco 2 got announced, and I'm a huge Coco fan. Huge. That's like probably favorite cartoon in the world. It touches me so deeply. And I really was upset they were doing a sequel because I thought it ended well. I don't like when movies or TV force reboots or sequels, like Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion. That's already seems like a movie that you would make once, and not why do we need to do, is it going to be 100th reunion or something? It just seems like we don't need these things. And with Coco, I didn't feel like we needed it. It looks like it's going to deal with Ernest de la Cruz, of course, still being alive because he's in the dead world anyways, can't really die. Getting Miguel to do something with him. They're not saying much. Then I say 2029, and then my brain goes to 2029. That means I'll be this age, and that means my newborn baby will be this age. This means my teen will be this age. I just can't soak in that, oh man, this is going to be a while. I start thinking about the future, and it takes me away from these things that I love that are my escape. And like even right now, I have a pit in my stomach for just thinking about that. Then there was the Doomsday trailer. It's the one that they showed, I believe, at Comic-Con. I've been having that one saved on my phone the whole time. Still looks interesting. I made my video about how I felt about it. Probably the most views I got because I got a million comments of people mad about me not being hyped for it. Again, I have my own reasons why, but so that happened. Not so much else really, I think, in the comic book world. It just sucks because I'm like, while I'm editing this, I'm like, should I show the moments of like where your depression kind of gets you and locks you up? Because I'm not trying to do it for attention. And sometimes I think people need to see it that are going through it. Like I have a playlist on my phone that's called sad, and everybody always asks, why do you have a sad playlist? Because that's gonna make you more depressed. And I said I basically do it because I know I'm not alone when I'm not feeling great, because I mean someone had to write about it, other people listen to it, and they are sad songs, or they're songs about time changing and things like that. And I went to an AI thing and looked up, what does this kind of mean, this list? What do you think? Like, I could ask anybody, but I want to see what technology said. And it broke down a lot of the things I'm thinking of and going through, depending on what we talk about. And today I'm talking about trying to find, outlets that help us get a little bit out of that rut, that help us get feeling a little bit better. And for me, those are like, hobby-wise, like watching movies, watching cartoons, reading comics, reading my books, even playing video games. I haven't played video games in forever. I like wrestling. I have the wrestling video game I got for last Christmas. I still haven't opened it. Magic the Gathering I like a lot, but I have to have friends here to play it. I'll try to build decks and stuff, but I'm way past my limit of decks. I have too many decks right now. And it sucks. I was looking up things for like algorithm and what things to write, what things to hit. And it's like, I've been doing all these things. I've been changing a lot of things. And then I just keep questioning to my wife, like, do I give up? I made a video about why I don't give up. And it's just like, yeah. So I just think today is just overwhelming amount of depression is hitting me really, really bad. And I don't want people, like other videos are like, well, what you need to do is go get help. Like, I'm getting help. I'm on medication. I'm on stuff like that. And sometimes you just have bad times. yes, the ball can roll and keep building up to worse and worse times, but I'm hoping I could change that. I'm hoping that even me getting on a microphone and talking, this would be like me talking to somebody that I don't know, because, my wife, my mom, they hear it all the time. They hear the same stories of what I'm worried about. Like I said, I just kind of came to the mic to just be like, dude, like, you got to make a video today. You got to do something. Nothing's on TV. I don't feel like going for a walk right now. I probably should, but I don't feel like it. My body feels very fatigued. I feel very tired. Very, very tired. Super tired. But I should be doing something probably to get myself more activated, get those endorphins going, but I just can't right now. And I hope people understand, that people that have these slumps, that you're like, why don't you just think of happy things and do happy stuff? Sometimes it just doesn't work. And it sucks because, like, I was like, well, my wife's at work, my son is in his room playing games. I don't really get to hang out with him as much now because he's a teenager. I might as well just put on X-Men 97 because everyone says I need to catch up, and I couldn't focus. Like, I just kept grabbing my phone and doom scrolling, and social media is such a problem, I think, for me too. But that's like my outlets are all there. Like, everything I follow, like, be it movies and TV shows and comics, and I like WNBA a lot. I like wrestling a lot. All these pages are full of the stuff I like, and I go seeking that. But it sucks, in every medium you go to, there's nothing but arguments and fighting, and people just don't enjoy things sometimes. And I get it, because I don't mind. That's the whole point. I like to make videos, is to talk about perspectives and what you like and don't like. But sometimes it just gets brutal, how people treat each other and stuff. And I get it. It maybe sounds like I'm like, oh, you're too weak or whatever. It's just not that. It's kind of just sad. That's all. And it's just sad. This is where we come. I told my wife, wish I was back like in 98, and it was just a different time. And she's like, same stuff was going on. I'm like, I know, like, racists were there, but they were too afraid to come out. And you probably experienced it. She's like, didn't you experience it here and there? I'm like, of course, but it wasn't like plastered all over the internet. And if it happened, it had to be in person or a story you heard. And then, like, you did normal things, like life didn't seem too crazy, And I think a lot of it is like the political stuff that happens now is all over TV. And before that, I was just trapped in my bubble, and I didn't care. I played basketball outside, went inside, read some comics, couldn't wait for next movie to come out. Let's say when I was younger, Halloween came up. I knew Batman Forever was getting released on that day. I had to have the VHS, put it on. That was life. I wasn't worried about anything. There was no worry in the world. And I think we built that for my son really, really well. I've never had to yell at my son in my whole life. Maybe for him, like, grabbing something like stop or don't do that, but never had to yell at him and lecture him. So that's what sucks too, is like we used to share so much of these things I love, and I'm not the type to force it on people. Like, I had a kid, I was playing Magic, and I had a kid next to me, and he was talking to me a lot. We were at the pre-release for the Hobbit set, and he wanted me to guess his age, and he was young. I didn't know he was that young, but we were talking, and I talked about my son playing soccer, and I said, I wish he played basketball, because that's my jam. And he's like, well, it's really cool that you don't push it on your son. And I was like, why do you say that? He's like, dude, I have so many friends that their parents, like, want them to play stuff, and they make them play it, and they don't even want to. And to me, that's just crazy. That's a crazy idea. I thought, well, that's pretty cool. But then it kind of hit me a little bit these last few days, like, all the stuff that we used to, like, love and stuff. Like, there's old videos of us boxing toys, and got him to read some comics he got into, and every Halloween he was a superhero. A lot of that's faded away. Like, maybe the last 2 years, I remember walking by his room and seeing him, like, setting up figures. So probably like 12, and I was like, I can't believe my son's 12 and setting up figures and, like, making his story. That's stuff I used to do. And it just, I don't know, it felt weird but good. But I was like, maybe he's getting too old, and then now it's gone, and I miss it. And that imagination, there is nights still, though, he'll come to me and just, it makes me kind of emotional. It just meets me in bed, and just lays next to me and starts asking me questions like, I don't think with Steve Rogers should have never stayed back and blah 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 blah. And then he starts talking to me about this, and then he asks questions. I'm like, well, in Secret Wars comic book, it was like this and this, so I don't know. There was this arc and blah blah blah. So I do have moments like that, which I really really cherish, but they're far in between his life because he's so busy now. And I can't go on how much I'm grateful how good of a kid he is. Like, you see kids that are just issues and problems for their parents. He's not a problem at all. The biggest problem for me is me worrying about him all the time. That's the biggest thing, is me stressing, checking his location, seeing where he's at, because I'm worried. He's got an electric bike now. That's the new hype. Everyone hates kids with electric bikes, so I worry about him getting caught into that. And he just likes to go out, play soccer, and go eat lunch with his friends, and they'll go back to the soccer field, and it's just different. And me and my dad still share the same hobbies. There's tons of videos where I talk about it, where I talk about, when my dad showed me this or my dad showed me that, and it sucks because I feel like we're not gonna have that connection, but also at the same time I'm not gonna force that connection because that's not fair. I want him to be happy because he's happy. I'm really worried this is gonna bore people. Your wife is gone because she has to work. She goes overnight. Your son has his door shut. He's living life as a teen. There's quietness. You go make a video. This is your time. Instead of waking up or waiting till like midnight for them all to go be in bed and start doing it then, and then start editing, and then going to bed super late at night. And the thing that sucks, after you're done doing all that, you come back on and you're like, 7 views, cool. But at the same time, I do get enjoyment out of making videos, and especially it's a relief to talk to people. And I don't know if I'm even talking to people. I don't know. All I can do is pretend. Like right now, talking out loud, I feel like I'm talking to someone, and that's the best thing I can do for myself right now. Because like when you talk to like your mom, your friends and stuff, they see it all the time. They see it every day. They see the struggle. They hear the same stories. So when they hear it, it's not new to them, and they have nothing more to say to you or other things to talk about to change the subject. They know everything. And of course my mom and my wife don't go, hey, so you're interested in comics today? And I mean, it was nice. Like my wife called me in the middle of her shift last night, and she just saw the Doom trailer, and she's like, I don't get it. How is Dr. Doom in this universe, and we've never seen him this whole time? So I had to sit there and explain he's from Reed Richards' time and blah blah blah, and they're moving over, and Cap screwed up and all this stuff. So that's always a little nice. But I was kind of down already that night, and it is nice, but it's just once we get off the phone, it's like Eminem, snap back to reality, and then you get off the phone and it's just quiet again. I already did my video for the day. I didn't want to work on anything else. Ultimately, I'm trying to figure out like these things in life that I love so much. They're almost like crutches sometimes, and I rely on them when I'm feeling these down days and not feeling great, and I'm not doing good. I feel like I'm going backwards since I got out of my IOP program. And I get tired of people always saying, well, you need to do this, do that. I've done everything. I'm in a lot of stuff right now. It is very helpful. It's just you have your off days, I guess, and sometimes you do go backwards. I'm hoping I can push it and go forward again. I just want these escapes to help me out a little bit more right now, and it sucked because, like I said, I want to watch X-Men 97 and just couldn't do it. Just kept doom scrolling, and then every place I doom scroll is the things I love, and everywhere I go with the things I love, people are fighting and stuff, and it's stupid because that's the way it is. You just got to accept it, but for some reason I can't accept it, and I get too involved. I get too much argumentative in it, or I see influencers I don't care for, and I can't believe that they have a following, and I don't. Not because, oh, I'm so better. It's just because like sometimes I think they're not the greatest, or they're not the best to people, or they don't give their best information. And that's not me hating on them at all, it's just how I think in that moment. I do wish, when I talk to people, I'm talking to thousands of people, and then we all get in conversation back and forth about things, and I make another video replying to it and stuff like that. But today's video, I needed to just talk, I guess. And I hate it because, again, I don't want this to be a mental health channel. I've talked about mental health. Which sucks is I did a while ago, so I have catalogs for all my video stuff. So I have folders for my thumbnails of future videos. I have those are a lot of my ideas or thumbnails already. And then I have videos I pre-recorded, set up to fill up days. So some stuff will look like my old platform, the way I did it. And then I had one I did a long time ago. It was just a big thing because like I have a lot of Venom around me. Wolverine's my favorite superhero, but Venom is something I relate to because I started to, when I read him, I read him through the whole years, but he got to a point where he became more so a hero, not like Lethal Protector storyline. And it sucks. So I have these folders, and like I have one about Venom, and it's, I always want to sing Eminem when I say that, but it sucks because it does deal with anxiety. And Wolverine's my favorite superhero, but Venom I relate a lot to, because not the person in it, but the suit, the symbiote. And when I read the comics that followed the suit and what it went through and how it dealt with it, and then how it works with this, who it combines with, and how it changes feelings, and how you kind of got to work with it. And then ultimately they found like the symbiote was pretty much sick, and that's why he was the way he was, and he's not like that anymore in the comics. So it's one of those things that like I made a video and I talk about the history of it, because I think it's Eclipse podcast. I always bring up Eclipse podcast because they come up all the time, and they always bring up a good discussion for me to talk about. So I hate that I bite off them so much, and I don't mean to, but it's just they have good discussions. So I use a clip of theirs to go off of. But they're talking about how much Venom is a villain, and they hate people always correcting them, and they go off the movies, I guess. But I was clarifying that I go off the comics, and how it kind of helped me think about things and figure out things. Long story short, I made a video about that, and I don't want to make it a mental health channel, and it sucks because I already made this video and it's all about relating my anxiety to Venom. And I had another video in the chamber which was dealing with Sentry, giving us a little warm up to Doomsday, but covering Sentry's struggles and what he went through to get to where it's all at in the comics right now, which is weird, and how he got to the big screen. And I just was laying it out, and I have it all written up, but then it's like, do I need to cover this again? Like, I don't want to be superhero mental illness channel. I don't want to be this. I don't at all. Like, I literally come on here not to try to think about those things. They come up during discussions because maybe they dealt with something in my past, or I was going through something while I encountered this or read this or saw this, but I don't want it to be like, let's talk about it today. And today seems like that's what's happening today. I can't stop yawning, man. Point is, we have a lot of cool stuff going on, and my issues right now aren't letting me get to focus on it, not making me want to record anything, but I feel like it's an outlet, not letting me enjoy all what happened at D23. That's just making me feel like crap. So ultimately, yes, I just want to put on something. Like, I was thinking about putting Far From Home, but I've watched it so many times, but I don't know, put that on or just find another movie to put on. But it just sucks because this is a world that I do love. I love all these things in it, and I love my family, and of course, and my friends and all that. But I'm talking about, like, you know, the reason why I make this channel is because of all these characters and stories and all this stuff. It's because I love talking about it, and it sucks when you get like this block that you're so down that you don't want to even do that, and you're like forcing yourself, and then you realize you forcing yourself is probably the best thing to do, because it's somewhat of an outlet, and it's still going to help you even though you don't want to really talk about anything that day. And there's a lot to talk about, but a lot of it just feels like I'm a downer about it right now, and I don't want to do that. I see a lot of channels will fake the funk and be like, oh, I'm so excited for this, and I'm so excited for that. And if some are just hating, they'll hate, and they'll just go off that, try to get people to engage and get mad at them because they get hits on their replies and algorithm. I just try to be genuine as possible. If I'm not enjoying something or the way it is, I try to not be like super hateful on it. But there are things like Amazing Spider-Man number 2 where I can't believe people like it, and that blows my mind. So you'll get me like a little bit raging in those videos, and I full on I want people to come and talk to me about that are angry with me, because I need to understand what are they defending. But But I don't know, like I used to have outlets like drawing. I don't like to draw anymore because when I look at it, it's like you're not good as you used to be. Same with like video games. Like I said, when I play it, I'm like, you're not good as you used to be. It's cool. My sister's telling me my niece and nephew are starring the Tobey Maguire movies since they finished the Holland ones. That's always cool. So I'm trying to find an escape. I want to do it with a movie right now, but it's not really doing it for me. The TV series I couldn't pay attention to. Just sucks when you have all these things you love at your fingertips. This world has everything we love at our fingertips, and we don't use it to its fullest. Instead, we go on there and argue about it. Instead, we, don't use it the right way. We have all these things. I could just go put on Disney and watch any Marvel movie on there that I want, and I have a bookshelf full of omnibuses that I could just read any story. Some I haven't even started yet, and I don't take advantage of that. And there's just like I said, like X-Men 97's ready for me to go, and I just don't take advantage of it. And it's just, you let that feeling, that darkness, that deepness, that fatigue, you let it drag you down, and you don't push through it. And I thought I was, because I put on X-Men, but I just couldn't feel it. And it has nothing to do with X-Men, it has everything to do with me. I've stopped and yawned probably a million times during this, and escapes haven't been helping me as much as I would like them to. And when I do escape to them, I want there to be almost satisfaction at the end of it. So I want to see people comment or say, oh, I like your discussion, or I don't like your discussion, let's talk about it. And you go and you'll like look at your video and you have like no views or you have no comments, and you're just like, man, why am I doing this? But then you'll watch videos of yourself saying like how much you tried and how much you put into it, and you're like, I put all this work into it, why would I stop now? Like, I put so much work into it. And my wife will show me things of people that are older that started doing, things in their later age and how they made it and stuff. And when I say make it, it's like to have at least a platform where I'm able to do what I do for the love of it. And it would be nice to get some kind of, I guess, money, you would say, out of it, even if it was just a little to get by, to buy food like 3 days out of the week or something. That would help us. But ultimately, just the feeling of being part of this group and being able to talk to everybody and share the things you love to share, and you could talk about it for hours and hours and hours. And I've said that with my son. I barely get to see him as much because he's a teen now, but when he has that moment where he asks me a question about a superhero, and when he lays next to me and I just go off and talk to him about everything, those are the things that I love. My wife calling me in the middle of the night last night saying, why is Dr. Doom in these movies? I just saw the trailer, and I had to explain to her how it works. These are the things that I live for. These are the things that make me connect with them on my level. We connect all on different levels on different things with our love for each other, but those are things that I love, and those are things that I enjoy. So for me to let depression, anxiety, or whatever get in the way, and I don't want to make this about mental health, I really get tired of it, especially that Venom video that deals with my anxiety coming out. But it just sucks when all these outlets you use to make yourself happy aren't working at the moment, and it kind of, your days just suck, and you need to get out and do something, and you just don't feel like doing it, and yeah, it just sucks. So I guess at the end of all this is there was a lot going on at D23. There's a lot of videos I could make, probably, just reporting it. I'd rather not report anything. I'd rather get my thoughts on where the X-Men are going to go. Not so much the casting, because I'm not familiar with the casting, but maybe so much that people aren't excited about the X-Men as much as I thought they would be. Talking about Coco 2, how I love Coco 1 so much, and I don't think we need a sequel. Like, that'd be a video I'd make. Doomsday trailer, I mean, we'd revisit basically what I said when I first saw the Comic-Con trailer. So not much to do with that. Maybe more, I have a lot more theory videos. Oh, Vision Quest is really important. I've been sitting on a Vision Quest video forever. I have the thumbnail ready and it written out, but now with the trailer coming out, I probably have to redo it. And I like the idea of Vision Quest, but for writing about it and talking about it, I wasn't in the mood for these past few months for some reason. And I've had it in the chamber forever, but I just didn't care about it. My biggest thing I was trying to work on is the mysterious picture of Star-Lord with Vision on the couch that leaked from a comic for a Marvel artist that does the movie art, and we know his concepts are usually already for sure they've matched up before, and if not, they've been very similar. So I'm trying to put together the Star-Lord show up in Vision Quest, and if it does, what is the reasoning behind it. And I don't see them coming out in Doomsday or Secret Wars as homies or whatever. So I think it would be in Vision Quest, where they meet, and keeping it all shut. I think that could be a big secret reveal for the show. And Star-Lord, I don't know how he would connect, but Star-Lord does say he will return at the end of Guardians 3. So that might be where he's returning. I don't know. But that's why I think I pushed it off a lot, because I had a lot to still... I had it all written out, but I had a lot more to write about that I wanted to dig more into it. A lot of this stuff I look at as like almost like journalism in a way. I kind of like... I don't know. I don't want to just write, oh, this trailer came out and this is how I felt about the trailer. I kind of want to dig into it. I want to dig into this stuff, just like I made the video about Spider-Man and how a lot of these things kind of left me a little open to it. I didn't want to sit there and be like, I'm a dumb, I don't get movies. It was like, this is what I'm digesting. And I got a lot of comments of people saying, it's a movie, just like it. And it's like, I get it, but I'm not like that. I enjoy movies thoroughly. And when things like kind of come up and they kind of, I'm like, wait, why did that happen? Or this, I like to dig into it a little bit, and there may not be an answer at the end of it. There may not. So that's just the way it is. But at the same time, I'm not going to stop not doing that, because I do love doing this. I do love these mediums, I should say, these, movies, comics, whatever. I love to dig into it and find out more or find out why. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes there's nothing that we can do or figure out, or some director will say, well, that happened off panel, which I hate, and I've mentioned that before. So ultimately, yeah, I just want to make sure I could build a community and have these days where I don't feel great help me get through it. Even when I feel like I can't push through, keep pushing. Think about the things that I like to work on, and even if I don't feel like making a video, just sit up there, put the microphone on, and just start talking, because it makes me feel better. I think that's what it's worth. I don't want to make it a mental health channel like I always say, but sadly it comes up a lot, and today it's affecting me. I should be reporting on D23 stuff, making articles about my ideas and theories, but unfortunately the internet's gonna be flooded with them. But on top of it, I just am not in the mood. I'm probably gonna end up having to take a walk and breathe some air and touch some grass. But yeah, so I hope everybody just loves everybody. When you go into your favorite thread or post or reply, remember everybody's human, and it's fine to debate, but don't be mean to each other. Try to be chill when you talk about your favorite comic, your favorite fight, why this person got cast or whatever, because it could affect someone's day and you might make someone's day. So always remember those kind of things. It takes simple gestures to make someone very happy, and that means a lot. So I hope that in my life I've done simple gestures to people and they've taken it with them, and I hope that made someone's day better. But ultimately, it's kind of a day where I need a gesture for myself, and I probably need to fight for myself, honestly. I need to not look for insurance from people. That's one thing I've learned in classes, that you don't look for insurance in others to make sure things are okay or whatever. You kind of got to work on yourself. You got to be an adult and take care of yourself. So, yeah, it's a little tough. At the end of the day, everything will go and keep going. And I think Tony said something like that at the end of Endgame, where everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to be. Kind of feels eerie because what happened to him. But in the hologram, that's what he says. But yeah, everything's just going to go how it's supposed to go. And hopefully it goes the way I want it to go. And if it does, it'll be great. I'll be happy. But ultimately, I should be happy already now. I have a great family, great wife, great son, and a new baby son on the way. So ultimately, I should be happy and ready to share the world of nerd stuff, of comic books, movies, and all that fun stuff I love, magic and WNBA and all that WWE crap, all that. I should be excited to show the new baby to the world and keep sharing it with my family and everyone else. And even if they get a little ounce of it and they can come talk to me, like my sister texts me, hey, your niece and nephew are watching the Tom Holland's and they finished it, now they're going to Tobey Maguire. That's awesome. That makes my day, makes me very happy. So even if you have stuff like that, that means a lot. And hopefully it gets your day going better. And this smile isn't as fake as I make it, and it really is warming my heart, but that's where we're at right now. So hopefully this video wasn't a waste. Maybe it was more for myself, maybe it was more to just talk. If someone sat here and listened the whole time, I always say you're an awesome person, because you're not thinking about algorithm or because people worry about the first few seconds, if they don't get watched, then it's not good or whatever, and people won't watch all the way through. So I always tell people, if you got this far, you're awesome, because I watch a lot of people's videos, and I hope they appreciate that I'm there till the end usually, because I'm interested. So if you're here till the end, I appreciate it. I'm sorry it's a lot of rambling, a lot of stuff about life and stuff, but it all connects back to the root of this channel. And like I keep saying, I don't want to make it a mental health channel, but sometimes it just overflows into the world of stuff I love. And today's one of those days where a lot of stuff's going on, and I don't feel like doing anything with it, and I don't feel like doing anything, period. And it just sucks. And the best thing I could thought of was to get myself going a little bit is to get on a microphone and just start talking to you. Whoever you are, thank you for listening. I appreciate it a lot. And now I'm going to go edit and keep myself busy. Thanks.